Look at the governor's race. Whitmer v. Schuette was not a huge surprise here, but what they're going to have to do next and what Gretchen Whitmer is going to have to do next. Let's start off with Gretchen Whitmer. She had a better showing in Detroit that I think that people thought that she was going to have. What does she need to do next, Stephen? And then Nolan, I'll get your take on this to advance her campaign.
So, I mean, I think the storyline on that side is somewhat similar, but not identical to the storyline in 2016 with Hillary Clinton. You had this very progressive, very charismatic opponent, Abdul al-Sayed, who got, I think, what, 30-some% of the vote.
Right.
That's pretty good. People thought, I thought he would get a little closer, but the people who voted for him are not automatic votes for Gretchen Whitmer in the fall, and so she is going to have to make the gesture toward that side of.
What would that gesture be, though?
Well, I have suggested since Mackinac that putting Abdul on the ticket, I think, is one way to do that. That just like with any choice, it comes with positives and negatives. I think the positives outweigh the negatives in this case, but that's up to the party really that decides who the LG candidate would be. It would solve her progressive problems, though. Instantly.
It would solve her progressive problems, though, but you'd have the person who really wanted the job standing right next to her.
It would create her all sorts of other problems. She's got to do what Rick Snyder did. She's got to build a coalition of her own party, and I don't think her progressive base, the Democratic Party, is going to go to Bill Schuette. She's got.
Well, they might sit home.
They might not show up.
She's got to get her own party. She's got to get those independents, and she's got to get those Republicans who don't want to vote for Bill Schuette. She's got to, so I say she's got to stay in the middle. She can't add somebody like Abdul, a bomb-throwing socialist, on her ticket. She's got to get someone that people are comfortable with. I think she has to campaign in the style of Rick Snyder, welcoming across the board, painting himself as a moderate, as bipartisan. I mean, because Schuette's going to run with his base, and he's going to run over here. If she can position herself sort of straddling the middle. I think that.
I mean, this is somebody who's already in the middle, right?
I think if she can position herself in the middle, adding Abdul would not do that. If she can make herself palatable to that Snyder coalition, she wins this election.
And does she continue to hammer on infrastructure? Is that still going to be her main ticket that will do well for her?
Well, she got to have a plan. Yeah. I mean, you can't just say fix the damn roads and not have a plan for funding.
They all have a plan.
And neither of these candidates have a plan for paying for the infrastructure repairs we need here. One-time fix is not going to do it.
Well, what about this bonding issue?
A bonding issue raises you one-time money.
Yeah.
We need a dedicated stream of money over the course of 20 years to fix this.
But you get that out of the bond issue if you borrowed enough. Right?
You can't borrow $2 billion a year or $4 billion a year.
Not every year, right?
Well, you have. That's what we need to get our roads where they need to be.
Let's talk a little bit about Bill Schuette now and where he is. And we talked about just how contentious the GOP primary was. Wow. And we don't really see Rick Snyder coming out and raising his hand saying, I'm going to back Bill Schuette in this election.
Well, I gave him a chance to do that yesterday. I called the governor's office and I said, is he going to the unity dinner? No. Is he going to endorse Bill Schuette? Our statement is the governor will support the next administration. Well, would he prefer that to be Bill Schuette? That's up for the people to decide. I don't think he's going to give, he may come out at some point and give him a tepid pat on the back or a little spud.
A polite golf clap?
Those two hate each other.
Yeah, but for Bill Schuette, though, is he kind of like, I don't need it?
Well, I think you could use it if you're Bill Schuette. You can use any help you can get. I think part of the issue here is that the lieutenant governor was the person that Bill Schuette beat in the primary, and also think about how much loyalty do you think Rick Snyder feels to the Republican Party or brand at this point? I mean,
this is all
maybe
about
not so much.
This is all about the Flint prosecutions. Snyder felt like he was put on trial by proxy by
a member of his own party.
A member of his own party. He doesn't need Snyder out there courting voters. He needs Snyder out there putting his arm on the donors. Snyder is a very good fundraiser.
Good fundraiser,
and he needs that GOP fundraising establishment behind him, and that's the usefulness.
But at the end of the day, think about Rick Snyder Do you think he's going to vote for Bill Schuette? I could see him voting for Gretchen Whitmer, and if that's or just
not voting. Well, the rumor was that he
might have run as a Democrat.
The rumor was that Snyder might back Whitmer. Now he said yesterday that's inaccurate. Those are inaccurate rumors.
Yeah, well,
but
I don't think he can afford to do that.
I think there's a lot of time before November.
I can't imagine he casts.
Let me ask you this: what's the one issue that Bill Schuette is going to run on or needs to run on?
I mean, leadership. I think he needs to show this depth of experience he has, all of these years of doing various jobs and doing them successfully, positions him to lead Michigan and also continue the progress Michigan is making. He's got to present this idea that he'll keep us on a steady course and won't make radical changes, because I think that's what people fear.
So think about Bill Schuette is probably the most qualified on paper candidate for governor that we've seen in, I don't know, what, 30, 40 years. Think of all the different jobs he's had. I have been mystified this year at the enthusiasm with which he has grabbed onto the Trump brand, which he doesn't need, and probably didn't need to win this in order to push himself to the right. I think what he's got to do in the next 2 months, the president has still got more than 50% negatives overall in Michigan. He's very popular in the Republican Party, but he's not popular among independents or Democrats. Bill Schuette has got to clean that record up. Because that's how people are thinking.
Because the base is with him.
Right. That's right. They're going to vote for him anyway.
He doesn't need Trump to rally the base. The base loves Bill Schuette.
I think John James has the same problem.
Well, he's got a bigger price. He's running against a $7 million.
Yeah, right. Great.
All right, and we will get to that. One thing before we leave the governor's race: how many debates should we see? I mean, I know that we are going to be asking for a debate between the two that we could moderate, but you think as many? 2?
2 or 3 would be great.
I wouldn't it hurt to have 5 or 6 debates.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't.
I don't think they'll ever do that.
They won't, but in other states you see that.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. And I think you need at least 3 debates over the course of the campaign.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead.
Start sort of right away.
Soon.
Well, yeah,
right after Labor Day.
Let's start getting the organization going, eh? All right, let's